Hey everyone, it's NickEh30 here. I'm breaking down this video into categories. Categories such as new game modes, improved gameplay mechanics, new weapons and perks, that kind of stuff. And I'll just be throwing you guys ideas of mine left and right. Ho, you guys are in for a treat. I mentioned some pretty awesome stuff, and I even have 6 really special guest YouTubers who mentioned their most requested feature. Let's get into it.
Okay.
Alright, let's kick this video off with new game modes. Grant, take it away!
My most wanted feature in Last of Us 2 multiplayer would be to put in the infected in some way. Maybe a bunch of clickers or something run through halfway in between the match.
Nah. No one even wants that. For real though, to add on to what Grant was saying, just imagine a bloater or a bunch of clickers being thrown in the mix, say in sudden death or when you're the last man standing. It add a whole nother dimension to the game. Like, do I want to team up with an enemy hunter and gang up on the bloater that just spawned? Or do I put my life at risk by ignoring the bloater and just going after the enemy? I also think a mode where one person is randomly selected to be a clicker and the others have to survive would be spectacular. The goal would be to try and survive for the entire match as a hunter or firefly and not get infected. As the clicker team, you have a unique vision and amplified hearing and so forth. And disregarding game modes, there's so many different routes they could go with this. They could do a co-op survival mode, aka horde mode, but I'll leave it at that. Moving on. Give us a longer version of Supply Raid with more respawns and a longer time limit. Give us a hardcore mode where there's no downstate, no listen mode, no radar, and where you possibly start off with nothing and therefore you have to find weapons and supplies scattered around the map. It fit the world of scarcity theme that The Last of Us is known for so well. Introduce the military faction into multiplayer. There could be a 3 vs 3 vs 3 hunters vs fireflies vs military game mode. What do you guys think about a capture and defend the supply cache game mode? Similar to scavenging in single player, supplies will be randomly dispersed near the defender's base. Shelves, cupboards, on counters, or outside. Your goal as an attacker will not only be to discover the location of the supplies, but also bring those supplies back to your base. 3 rounds would be interesting. The first, hunters attacking. The second, fireflies attacking. The third, a team deathmatch, aka supply raid. But hold on, both teams will get extra weapons, parts, ingredients relative to the amount of supplies they brought back during their attacking round. Having the option to choose your backpack size. Hey Sancho, why don't you take it away, because I know this was one of the things you really wanted in a sequel.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Sancho West. What I would like to see for The Last of Us 2 is more customizations, like in function. For example, you could have like a big camping backpack that allows you to carry more things, but it made you move heavier, so you could go with no backpack and then you'd be crazy like. So I would like to see weight playing a factor in terms of as well, like what weapons you have. So if you have the shotgun, you move slower. If you have pistol only, you move faster.
Yeah, that's a really cool mechanic that I'd actually love to see. Your idea kind of reminds me of SOCOM Confrontation. The more stuff you equip, the slower you'd be. The heavier or stronger your armor, the slower you'd be as well. Hey Valkyrie, what new gameplay element would you bring into a sequel?
How's it going, everybody? This is Valkyrie. When your guy is low on health and he's like running away, you know, like he's holding his chest and things like that and he's limping and whatnot, he should have a blood trail. Bloody footprints, something, like on Lakeside when you run through the snow.
Valkyrie, yes! I think it'd be awesome too. What do you guys think about incorporating the brick and bottle from single player into the multiplayer? What if maneuvering ladders was a thing in multiplayer, just like in single player, to get to what seem like inaccessible locations? And what about incorporating one of the most prominent features of The Last of Us, spores, into the multiplayer? Let's say in certain areas of the map, like in buildings, there'd be spores that slowly damage you unless you put on your mask. Your mask which you'd buy from the in-game store. Similar to buying armor. R3 to put on your mask, R3 to take it off. Let's say you wouldn't want it on the whole time because it limits your vision or something like that. How about gas masks that make you immune to smoke bombs? But you know, they'd only be usable for a limited duration or have limited uses or something, so they wouldn't be OP. There has been so many times where I go to revive my teammate out in the open and I get shot down. So why can't we pick up down teammates in this way right here and carry them to cover and then revive them?
Put your arm around me. Alright, let's go.
How about including generators on some maps? Turning them on would enable power throughout a specific part of the map. Picture elevators being turned on, you know, only useful by the team who enabled the generator, or something like that. While I'm talking about generators, I think a game mode involving them would be pretty damn cool. Like some kind of variation of a turf war game mode. Hunters would be trying to turn on generators one at a time for their clans, but so too are the fireflies. Okay, now before we discuss executions, I'd like to introduce Vorlinator. Vorlo, what you got for us?
Hey everyone, this is Vorlinator here, and what I would add to The Last of Us 2 multiplayer would be a return back to the core stealth part of the game. I'm talking about different kind of stealth execution that you could perform with your bare hands, but it takes just as long as it does in a single player when Joel is putting an enemy in a sleeper hold. This kind of execution would even mute your opponent's mic while it's happening and be sort of a high risk, high reward in flanking.
Vorlinator, I really like that idea of choking someone out and they can't communicate with their team and call you out saying like, you know, turn around, I'm getting choked out. How about special executions that take full advantage of the environment around you? Similar to single player executions, but taken a step further. If you're near water, say on the map beach, you should be able to drown an enemy in the ocean while beating them down with your weapon. As the enemy is crawling near a cliff on lakeside, force a nail bomb into their mouth, pull the pin, the second before it explodes you unleash a swift kick that causes them to tumble over the edge. You watch them fall to their death. No. You watch them explode mid-air. Wow, I sound so evil. This is like terrible. And what about using multiple weapons to execute an enemy? Picture this. You fire your last 9mm bullet into the enemy's body. You turn to walk away, but hear the enemy sobbing and struggling to grasp his revolver. You swing back around, prying the enemy's revolver out of his hand, and put him out of his misery. Pop, pop, pop. You like those sound effects, guys? I'm pretty good. And also, weapon combo executions would be sick. Shoot an arrow into a downed enemy's foot, and as he's trying to get up and get away, you take out a machete and strike him in the back of the neck. Another example of weapon combo executions could be for the flamethrower and Molotov. You take out a Molotov, pour the alcohol on the downed enemy, and light him up with the flamethrower. I know. These ideas are overkill, but there's so many possibilities, and I just want to get you guys thinking and discussing in the comments because I love hearing your guys' thoughts and ideas on wishlist things. Okay, enough with the new execution ideas. How about being able to actually survive a special execution if a teammate downs the enemy executing you? This could be difficult, however, because every execution is different, right? And where would Naughty Dog draw the line regarding where an enemy's not savable anymore? Is it after the first rifle butt, the second, after first gunshot, the second gunshot? Additionally, when special executing or interrogating an enemy, you should be able to communicate with them via game chat until the animation is finished. And if that's not included, Naughty Dog should at least add dialogue to in-game characters while executing. Something like this scene from Saving Private Ryan. Or just calling out loved ones out of remorse while executing.
Auf! Du hast keine Chance. Lass es uns beenden. Let's stop. Listen to me! Listen to me! Stop! No. Es ist einfacher für dich. Viel einfacher.
Next up, we have weapons and perks. But first, Stokins is going to be sharing his most requested feature first.
Hey guys, my name is Stokins. I think theatre mode would be great. Personally, I think that putting this theatre mode in T-Loop, because things like social gaming and sharing everything with your friends is making a huge comeback across the gaming scene. My name's Stokins. Thanks again, Nick. Pass it back over to you. See you later, bud.
Hey, thanks, Stokin. You got some beautifully edited montages on your channel. You're definitely going to put a cinema mode to good use if Naughty Dog includes it next game. Okay. Obviously, these are a joke, but some perks that I think would make a nice addition to The Last of Us would be a perk enabling you to go in and out of your backpack much more quickly, like in this trailer. A perk that allows you to open supply boxes faster. A perk that grants you the ability to pick up nail bombs like in single player. A perk granting you the ability to carry 2 large firearms, but no purchasable, or 2 purchasables, but no large firearm. A perk allowing you to use a downed enemy as a human shield for a short period of time. Friendly fire would be enabled, and if an enemy shoots his teammates multiple times, the teammate would fall and no longer be able to get revived. A perk that grants you the knowledge to set up nail bombs like tripwires, such as in single player on Billstown. Oh, and Naughty Dog, don't forget to include the baseball bat, the pipe, the axe, and those weapons that you tease during the loading screens. Come on! Yo, color bars, it's your time to shine before I move on to my next category. What you got?
What's up, Factions community? This is Color Bars. When it comes to Last of Us 2, I would probably want to remove a feature, and that would be the metagame. Not entirely, of course. I'm just saying once you get everything unlocked, you should be able to opt out of it. Like, you have nothing left to achieve. It's just a burden. Let us shut it off at that point. Also, every 12 weeks, they want to ask me if I want to link my Facebook, and the answer is always no. So I've done like 100 of these campaigns already, and you still don't remember that I don't want to do this. Let me get away from that too. That would be nice.
I completely understand where you're coming from. Well, Sancho actually had an awesome improvement to the clan metagame. Sancho, the stage is yours again. Let everyone know how you would improve it.
In the end, I really didn't care about my blue people, my blue petri dish. I didn't care about my clan size or any of that. I think just like in Mortal Kombat X, and I've had this idea before Mortal Kombat X, but if it had factions where you could, when you sign in, you would have a overall faction, and there could be this continuous war, and it'd be cool when you log on. There's like a little pie chart that has like they're winning, the hunters or fireflies are winning. You're allowed to switch or whatever, so that way there's that continuous war, and that will kind of settle who's like dominating.
Yeah, Sancho, I really love that idea. So like every single person out there who, say, plays as a hunter affects the total clan population of the hunters. It wouldn't be individual clans as it is right now in The Last of Us. Really cool idea. Don't hate on me, guys, but I want a kill cam. And to be able to know the loadout of the enemy that just killed me. So, you know, you can tell if they have Explosion Expert, if they have a double upgraded weapon, and so forth. Include a stamina bar. When spectating teammates, show us their health and listen mode meter, their radar, their parts, the weapon indicator, basically everything we can see when we're alive. Clicking the options button on PS4 shows us a scoreboard. Well, make a transparent version of the scoreboard and allow us to see it by holding the options button. This would enable us to keep moving while we check the scoreboard instead of having to pause and stop moving. Fix the motherfucking triangle button. Why is reviving, shiving, picking up supplies, opening supply boxes, blah 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 blah, all assigned to triangle? What were you thinking, Naughty Dog? We should have the ability to turn off aim assist, or at least be able to adjust it. And a better inventory selection would be nice. As of now, you have to use multiple taps of the D-pad to get to a nail bomb or smoke bomb, and it really gets tedious. Maybe include a quick swap button like SOCOM. Valkyrie, my favorite rager on The Last of Us. What do you think about private games in The Last of Us?
Instead of private games, we should call them custom games. We should have adjustable spawn times. I mean, custom games, you should be able to change anything you want. Adjustable match times, adjustable spawns total. Like you could have 21 spawns in supply rate if you want. Maybe give radar, I don't know, like when you get to 5 spawns. But wouldn't it be awesome if we could prohibit armor entirely and prohibit Molotovs from being crafted?
I, for one, would love having a random map option and being able to adjust options such as number of lives, number of players, amount of health, time limit for the match, weapons to be used, or a particular class of weapons, because I'd love to do shivs only or melee only or no shotguns. Call of Duty is a great model for this kind of stuff. There's so many different settings you can adjust. When shot in the leg, you should stumble or fall down. Consequently, you'd limp around and it'd even cause you to walk a little slower. This might be taking it a little too far, but if you get shot in the arm, there should be a chance that you could drop your weapon and subsequently you wouldn't be able to aim on that shoulder again. I mean, obviously it could get really irritating if after every shot your character is falling or something, but I'm sure Naughty Dog could turn this idea into something amazing and balance it all out. While I'm on the topic, Naughty Dog, make the characters actually heal where they get shot, instead of patching up your arm every single time. The Battlefield fanatics are gonna come after me for this one, but adding bullet penetration and destructibility? Whew, don't even get me started. For instance, if an enemy is in a wooden cabin, well, you better run because my Molotov is gonna burn the whole thing down. That type of destructibility. Whew. I'm not completely sure on this idea yet, but being able to perform actions while you're down, like possibly marking enemies or something else. I haven't really thought of anything, but it could be pretty terrific. More items to craft. Imagine crafting silencers or other stuff of that nature. A more in-depth combat system with the ability to block punches. I'd like to be able to scavenge not only ammo, but ingredients and possibly weapons for enemies. I mean, it is The Last of Us, so it would fit the world of scarcity theme. And what if the items you scavenge actually get taken away from the enemy too? Or is that too much? Make the animation of lighting a Molotov mandatory before you're able to throw it, because a lot of people complain it's OP since you can get it out instantly and throw it, skipping the animation of you actually lighting up the Molotov. Tone down the ice skating with the modded 2x4. To improve customization, all Naughty Dog has to do is look at their own game, Uncharted 3, because there was a very impressive and in-depth customization system in that game. And give us more incentive to keep playing. Have skins like Joel and Ellie unlockable at, say, level 500 or something. And I can't forget about more loadouts, and we want to be able to name them too. Come on, Naughty Dog, that's a basic thing. Alright, let's go double time, 18. I'm going to be naming some maps that I think should make it into The Last of Us 2. Hospital. Rooftops. Forest. Sewers. And we should be able to swim in certain parts. The diner. You know, where Ellie and David fought. And if Naughty Dog incorporated dynamic maps like Uncharted 3, I would love them forever. Like, say the diner would collapse and you'd have to move outside into the snowstorm mid-match. Those are some of the maps that I'd like. Variations of every single map should be available as well. I'm talking rain and snow, nighttime and daytime. Imagine downtown in the daytime. Additionally, I'd like to see more verticality on maps, such as the second floors on Financial Plaza. And I think it's a good time to mention that there should be larger maps designed for 5 vs 5, 6 vs 6s, etc. Increasing the max amount of players in a match would be pretty neat. And if the maps are extremely large, I think adding a horse wouldn't be that bad of an idea. Okay, maybe it really wouldn't work out, but a man can dream, right? Sancho, why don't you come on back and kick off this category?
What's going on, guys? I would like to see turf wars in a sense that if a certain map was being owned by the Fireflies or Hunters, then the whole map will change. You'll see all propaganda for the Fireflies or propaganda for the Hunters.
I like that idea. Or say like Hunters are winning in a match, or if they have the most people in their clan overall, back to what we mentioned earlier, then Hunter propaganda would be located throughout the map, or possibly even an emblem of the top player on the Hunter team. Accurate gun stats in the loadout menu, not the arbitrary numbers we have now. Look, what the freak? If your teammate marked an enemy and you have Hawkeye 2 or 3, your mark should override your teammates. In the lobby, I'd like to see the team I'm playing before the game actually starts. Improved leaderboards with more stats. If it's a team game, support that ideal. Show us revives, healing others, wins to losses. Dedicated servers, not peer-to-peer. That way, there's reduced lag. That way, there's no getting shot at while behind cover. Quitters need to be penalized heavily. Maybe add infected animals in multiplayer to add to the scenery. There should be more in-game dialogue, such as this.
Got a stash here. You can't hide forever, you know.
Right now, we can't see a lot of the animations that our teammates do, like when they pick up supplies or health kits. Nothing too big, but I think Naughty Dog should fix this. You spend a lot of time creating an emblem, well, you should be able to hover over the PSN ID of a person in the lobby to see their emblem. When there's one respawn left and there's multiple people waiting to respawn, it should give the respawn to the person who died first. A common situation when you have first aid training 2 or 3 is that you start healing your teammate as he's using a medkit, he's oblivious to the fact that you're healing him, and he finishes. So, you aren't able to get those parts. Well, I want a feature where your character says, "Don't heal, I'm healing you, man," or at least some kind of text notification that pops up. I'd like to see an improved party system to see how many people are in a party before you join, and I want the ability to lock your party like in Uncharted. More difficult trophies. The ability to choose between buying armor on the body or head. You should get some parts if you help with a revive. Moreover, if you shoot a bomb, you should also get 20 parts or something since you're wasting ammo. The ability to gift ammo, like even without crafter, just being able to whenever you feel like. And get rid of all the glitches, Naughty Dog, like getting split from your party when the game starts, getting kicked, being able to disconnect from a game and not having it affect your stats. As of now, choosing to be a Hunter or Firefly is purely an aesthetic choice. It only affects your looks and colors. Well, what if factions had exclusive access to extra weapons and perks. Let's say that one perk that hunters would get is a looting perk, for example. Therefore, when players choose a faction, it would be one that suits their playstyle, and they'd be grouped with other players who have similar playstyles, hence promoting team play. Assuming Naughty Dog changes it so that factions can only play with their respective faction. Well, that's all she wrote. If you guys disagree with any of my ideas or have any of the Last of Us 2 ideas of your own, just comment it down below because I really want to hear what you guys are saying. Shia, don't you start with me, child. Don't you start. And let's show all of those awesome special guest YouTubers some support. They all post The Last of Us content, so I really recommend that you guys go check them out. In the description, I put a couple sentences describing their channels, like what kind of videos they post, tips and tricks, montages. That way it can give you a better idea of whose channel to go check out. Keep on being awesome, 18, and I will see you all in the next one. Hey!